Good afternoon. I do not own the rights to the music. This thing is it's just feeding my spirit. This that Tyler Perry movie. Father, can you hear me? Well, I be needing Jesus to hear me. This thing be ministering to me. That day I found out about them witches that's been attacking me. This came in my spirit. I've been listening to it ever since. I'm going to wait for some people to come online. I'm going to teach about the controlling spirit. One of the next spirit that works with Jezebel, and that's the controlling spirit. I don't know if y'all saw my post where I taught, I think, 5 lessons, and 2 of them, Jezebel 1 and the Jezebel 2, did not save. You know she mad. I'm all on her toes. She mad. Then blocked it where I can't save the darn video. Then when I tried to share it, the video is an hour and almost 2 hours long. It only recorded. It will only allow me to share 16 minutes of it. It's crazy. Let's show you how that spirit works, though. So believe me, we are not wrestling against flesh and blood, but principalities. So I'm going to teach about the controlling side of Jezebel today, and how you can test that spirit to see who you're working with, what you're dealing with. She mimics her daddy, the devil. I'm running out of water. Yeah. I need some water in here. I got on the scale today. I done lost more weight. I didn't know I'm losing this weight. I should know because I'm putting my clothes on and they're getting loose. So I should have paid that some mind, but I didn't, because I'm wearing a lot of stretchy sports clothes for therapy. Had to buy me some new sneakers. I need shock absorbers in my sneakers. You see me? That light getting on my nerves, but I don't think you can see me that good. Put the light back on. I wait for some people to come on. I don't know who this is on live. It's not showing me who it is. I got my little walking watch. I done found that. I used to walk a lot. The devil. I used to walk a lot. Man, I could barely walk. Man, please. I'm pressing my way through. Let me tell you about the sick bed. If you ever get sick, you might go through the first, second, third day, first, second day. But if you ever get sick and yield to the sickness, it'll keep you there. So even though I got injuries in my body, I refuse to yield to this. I keep pushing, because I've been in the sick bed before. When I got paralyzed, well, not paralyzed, I got injured where I couldn't walk that far. So once I promised God, once I got out that bed, I was gonna be zooming. I did. Once I got out, I don't sit still at all. God had to make me sit still to follow through with His plan. We're going into a new season, and there's going to be a pouring out. The Holy Spirit showed me today. And we got to clean the house up. We got to clean the house up. We got to examine those friends and stuff, because people can block your blessings and keep you from going to the next level. And you got the naysayers and the people that God don't want to go into your blessing. Say, for instance, oh, God, what was that? Say, for instance, you have, hold on, I got to get whatever that, there it is. It's a piece of here. Whatever, say, for instance, you got a gluttony person, just a greedy person up under you, and you going to the next level to get your wealth or whatever it is that God has for you. That person can't go with you, because God is not going to sit there and feed that little demon with your blessings. So that person can't go with you. I'm waiting for some more people to come on live. Believe me, that room is coming to about $80 billion. But here's the real twist. For investing, it's not really Amsterdam. My doctor insists I use this cannabis stuff, y'all. He said he don't care if I take it or not, get the cream or do something. But I've been had the, they been gave me that. got me to get that card to get the marijuana, the medical marijuana. But I got it one time. I ain't like it. It's in my drawer. I had it about a year now. I ain't like it. And so he insists. He said you don't have to take it orally, but you need to put it on your where your pain is. I'm just like, okay. He insists on me doing this cannabis, but as long as they don't have all that chemical treated stuff like the marijuana, the loud and all the stuff that they got going on, it is a natural healer. That is something that God created to heal us. So, I guess I'm going to get that talk again today because I ain't did it yet. I ain't did it yet. Alright, let's go on into this teaching. People will come back and record it. So I want to talk about the spirit of control, which is another attribute of Jezebel. When you're a child of God, God don't control us in no certain way at all. He doesn't control us to make us accept Jesus. He doesn't control us to make us come to church. He doesn't control us to make us pay our tithes and offering. He doesn't control us to do anything to seek Him. He doesn't control us to make us have a relationship with Him. He doesn't control us in any kind of way. He gives us free will. And the way you can to test the spirit is to deny it. I'm teaching on the controlling part of Jezebel. Deny her being in control of your life, and then you're going to see a whole different person if the person has a Jezebel spirit in them. Say, for instance, I dated someone. I didn't know he wanted kids. I didn't want no more kids. So when he found out I didn't want no kids, that thing just flip-flop, went all over the place. I didn't want no kids. I didn't want no more kids. My youngest was like 23. No more kids for me. Then I'm done. So anyway, that thing went crazy. When I said no to kids, as long as I was doing what he wanted, he was fine. I'd never seen that side. But as soon as I said no to kids, woo, that guy got crazy on me. Crazy, crazy. And then another instance, like, just say no to Jezebel. You say no, don't give them their way. A total different side is going to come out. They're gonna get angry. They're gonna get demanding. They're gonna start pulling back. Like Jezebel will give you stuff to get you, and then once they start giving you stuff, they ain't giving it to you out of the goodness of their heart. They're giving it to you to get a hold on to you. So that's part of control too. When somebody's giving you money and buying you stuff and doing stuff for you and constantly helping you, then once you don't do what they want, then they're gonna take that. That's another way of control. They're gonna take what they gave you back, or they're gonna stop doing for you. So that's a Jezebel spirit. That's part of Jezebel control. So now you don't allow this person to come in and do so much for you that they feel like they got control over you. So with that being said, that's another attribute of control. Be careful who's giving you, because it might be something behind the giving. Now, for instance, one of my best friends that turned on me like a snake, when I first met her, I moved into a complex, and when I first met her, she came and offered me a basket of fruit and vegetables or something. I don't remember what it was, but I thought it was such a nice gesture. It had motive behind it. Now she was trying to control me. She found out I did hair. I was constantly doing their hair for free. Her and her granddaughter, I was constantly doing their hair for free. Whatever she needed, if she needed a babysitter, I was constantly babysitting. It's like I was constantly doing something. It was motive behind that. Then eventually, Satan was able to use her against me because she had some envy and jealousy in her heart towards me. So it got real nasty once I saw what it was with her, and I rejected and started getting away from her. She got real crazy. She got real crazy on me. And this was a person she was an older lady, so I took her as like a mother for myself because I don't have a mother. So I took her on like a mother. I have no elder people in my life no more. They all passed away. So it was nice to have one. But she turned out to be the devil herself. So when I started rejecting what she was doing, when God was showing me how she was doing and what she was doing, I started rejecting rejecting what she was trying to do with me and give me, and I stopped accepting stuff. I stopped going out with her. I stopped doing all kinds of stuff for her. I even stopped her from coming around my house. So she started turning people against me in the church. We went to church together. She started turning people against me. Jezebel, and you don't give her what she wants. That's part of the controlling spirit. She would go gather people and they'll turn on you like vipers. Oh, you'll have a whole bunch of vipers. She'll go get her Enoch. She'll create Enochs. Find Enochs is people that she can find that don't like you, that she can take and turn against you. So now you got Jezebel. You got her team against you now, and that's what she used to do. She used to try to get the whole church to turn against me. Try to get our neighbors to turn against me. She just was ugly. Like after the real her showed up from me rejecting what she was doing, she just became ugly. And her husband had passed and gave my daughter was their goddaughter. So her husband had gave my daughter some stocks and stuff. So when her husband passed, in Campbell Soup, there was a Campbell Soup, some stocks in some company. Cold Stone, I think it was Cold Stone. It was a food company. So I asked her, I said, can I have the stocks that he left for my baby? She gave me this mean, nasty look, and was like, I cashed them in. But see how she did? Once I turned against her, everything that she was doing just started, she just started getting real crazy, and even down to like, I ain't giving this baby. Like, he gave it to the baby, he didn't give it to me. It was scholarship put up for her, so she cashed them out. But that's how evil they are. When you reject them, and you don't, it's part of evilness and controlling. You don't give them what they want. You don't allow them to control you like a puppet on the string. You're gonna see a different person. I'm sure you all have met this person, because you gotta watch. Like when I was at my job, as long as I did with this boss, the one that broke me down and tore my hands up and got the crazy one, the one I said it was my Jezebel boss. Once I noticed who he was and adhered to it, because I'm sensitive in the spirit, God will start showing me. He'll have me watch stuff, and then he'll start showing me what is what. So once I cut him off, he went after my job. So I ended up getting fired. I had to sue their butts, because they did me dirty. They hurt me all up and gave me all these injuries and then kicked me out. I ain't good. My hands and stuff is not good to work for nobody. But once I stopped letting him control me and do what he was doing, it was time for me to go. He had no more need for me. And the best thing he could do for me was take my livelihood so I couldn't take care of my kids and pay my bills. And that's what he did. And then they had the nerve to fight against my unemployment. And then he fought against my workers' comp claim. 3.5 years, my workers' comp claim, I fought with them. But I eventually did win. Workers' comp, it took about a year, but I finally won, and it all came at one time. Got a big old $25,000 check. So then the money started coming. Like, God will allow you to do what you have to do, but they say God is a right on time God. So that's how Jezebel will get you. When you reject him, they get nasty. They'll turn on you like a snake. Well, Jezebel is a snake-like spirit. Yeah, don't pet her right. Don't pet that cobra right. She gonna bite you. And then another aspect of controlling. So like, you just have to look for these attributes. The first one was jealousy. The next one is controlling. She's going to control you. Say, for instance, Jezebel's in church. And she's going to try, for one, Jezebel not sitting under no minor people. She's going to get up under the leaders and those that's under the leaders, because she wants to get into leadership. She wants to take over. So with that being said, she's going to get up under the leaders. And once you get up under the leader, then she's going to start manipulating the people under the leader, because she's coming after the leader's position. It's control. She's a controlling person. She wants to be the head of everything. She don't want nobody ahead of her. She don't want nobody getting no more glory than her. So with that being said, she's going to go and she's going to sit up under the leader. She's going to get on everything so she can control every area of the church. That don't even just that don't just come as far as church too. She could be at the job, got her hands in everything, because she wants to control the whole atmosphere. That's Jezebel. She wants to control the atmosphere wherever she at, wherever she's sitting at, whatever she's around, whoever life she's in. She's controlling you some kind of way. some kind of way. She's dominating you. Sorry about that. But you have to look for the controlling spirit. You got to look for the jealousy spirit. Then you got to start looking for that controlling spirit. Because spirits can hide, but they can't hide long. So you got to look for the attributes of the spirit. So the first one was jealousy. Second one is the controlling spirit. You ever been in a relationship where the person dictate everything you got to do? The way you dress, the way you look. They met you with all your makeup. I done had this several times. Met me with all my makeup and looking nice, and then they want to strip me when they got to me. This is how you met me. This is how you gonna keep me. If you gotta strip me, then you ain't for me. Cause this is who God made me. I had one friend, man. When he met me, I dressed tight, nice, sexy stuff, curvy. It just had to be fabulous. So after about 2 or 3 years, he took me shopping one time. And I'm all glamorous. He took me to this old lady store. I think it was called, oh God, I know it. I forgot it. It was an old lady store. It's not open no more. But it was an old lady store. He took me into the store, told me pick whatever you want. So the salesperson came and said, "Can I help you?" And he was like, let her pick whatever she want. And that's what we leaving with. The lady looked at me. He said, "Mister." She said, "Mister, ain't nothing in the store for her. She don't have this kind of taste." He said, "No, let her pick out what she want. And what she get is what we're going to get." This stuff was so old-fashioned. They wore these tents and stuff in the 60s and 50s. I wasn't putting that on. He was trying to take me away from me. He was trying to control me with that. So now he was going to take my identity and he was going to take my attraction that people would have from me. Jealousy. They can't handle people being joined to you. They can't handle the attention you get either. So with that being said, now the controller in him came out when he tried to take me and redesign me. You can't redesign what God created now. Come on, you were being stupid right there. But anyway, so we broke up after that. No, you're not dictating to me. I will yield to a man, but it depends on what I'm yielding to. Because I know God said that the man is the head of the household. For one, I wasn't married, so you're not getting that. You're not getting that right until you're married. But then we got to go through a process before we even get there. Because I got to make sure that you're the man that God brings to me. So anyway, with that being said, that didn't work out after that. I think we might have broke up we might have tried to hold on about 3 more months. Then it was done. Because he couldn't control me. People, Jezebel experience. Not saying that he had a Jezebel spirit, but he's a good example. He never tried to control me. He was secretly doing stuff. So you got to look for that secret control too. He was secretly doing it. I thought he was trying to bless me. He wasn't trying to bless me. He was trying to control me. Trying to take away the Felicia that I was. So with that being said, they might come in. They might try to control the way you dressing. I have an uncle. He dictates everything to his woman. His woman can't even work. Love him to death, but he don't like no women working. He remind me of my baby's daddy. That jealous spirit don't want you outside. Don't want you exposed to anybody. Don't want nobody up under you because they might get in your ear and stuff and start. You might tell them some of their controlling ways, and then now they got to deal with what you're implanting into their mate. So you have to look out for that. God is about freedom. He allowed us to have free will in everything we do. So if you got a person that don't allow you to have free will, you have to rethink that. Because God is about free will. And then God's children are humble. Then don't get us wrong. Piss us off. Then you might find that warrior. Not all of us are warriors though, but I am. You piss me off if you wanna. But if you that's the warrior in me. That's the warrior in me. And then that's from me seeing and going through so much. You don't have a chance with me. Because as soon as I see it, I'm walking away. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time. I'm going to cut the snake head off immediately. I ain't got time for that. I'm at the point now that I'm so complacent of being by myself. I'm okay with being by myself. I asked God not to allow me to do it, but I did get complacent with it. But then now I don't have nobody dictating to me when I can spend time with God, when God want to use me or whatever. So I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. And then like it's like it's hard to get me to settle down. I've been in this spot of being by myself so long. It'll take a true man to understand me, a true man of God to understand me, to get into me, to get towards, to connect with me. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Well, anyway, so then you got to watch those attributes. They come in nicely, but they'll try to change you. That's part of controlling too. That's part of control. Now, I remember I seen Fantasia saying that her husband, she allows her husband to handle the money and everything. Huh? I don't think I'm doing that. Like, because if you don't know that person very well, they'll come and bleed you dry and take everything you got. You got to be careful with who you allow to come in and take authority now. Like, let him be around a while. Let him, definitely with finances. You know how many women and men get homeless from letting other people control their finances or allowing them to manage the money? And you think they paying the bills and they not paying the bills? That's a part of control too. They controlling, they are taking authority over that, but then they manipulating too, because if they're not paying the bills, what you doing with the money? You stealing. So that's part of control too. They'll come in and say, well, I got this and this and that. No, you keep your livelihood right. You pay your bills. Like, for me, when I had people living with me, they could pay my bills. Nobody could pay my mortgage. But then I would check behind my bills to make sure it was paid that month. So you gotta have wisdom with it too. But you got people that'll come in, like my baby's daddy. He came in when we tried to get back together when I first bought this house, maybe about a couple of years later. He wanted me, this the controller in him, the Jezebel him. He wanted me, before we can get married, he wanted me to put his name on my mortgage decree. You didn't put that $30,000 down that I put down. You didn't put $1 down or a penny down. Now, he was the type of come in and take care of the bills and stuff, but with him, he was the one that was going to beat you upside the head. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't do this. If it wasn't for this and this and this and this and that, you know, he beat you upside the head. Another controlling spirit, part of the controlling spirit. They constantly beat you upside the head about what they're doing for you. That's why you got to stay free. If a person don't let you be free, then you don't want to be under that. You have to stay free. For whom the Father sets free is free indeed. That means in every area of life, even down to your relationships and paying your bills. You can have somebody come in your life, but you make sure them bills is getting paid if you allow them to take over that part. I don't know, I would allow it. I had to pay my own bills. I've seen too many people get evicted from letting people control their money, letting their mates control their money and paying their bills, and they think the bills is getting paid and the bills is not getting paid, and then they get evicted. Or they lose their house. So I didn't think that. I never had that in me anyway. I've been close to homeless once. When I left the woman's house, who I was scared that the man would try to rape us, I was homeless then. I got homeless then. But God stepped right on in, because he sent the state representative in my life, and I had a place just like that. So God is God. He gonna provide. When he say he'll never leave us nor forsake us, he means that. He will provide. So with all that being said, you have to be careful about the controlling spirits and people, that they can come and tear your life apart with that control too. So that's another Jezebelic spirit. And then, if you don't do right by them, the Jezebel gonna manifest itself real quick. Real quick. They're gonna get angry, temper tantrums, they're gonna be demanding if you don't do this, and then they're gonna start trying to use what they have over you against you. I'm watching this now. But I done had to talk with this person. You don't let nobody control you, because God doesn't control us. He allowed us to have free will. Controlling spirit is not of God. That's Jezebelic. So if you got somebody that's controlling you and using that against you, maybe you need to get rid of that person, because it's not of God. God is of free will. And that's what he wants me to show you. That he is of free will. Anything controlling you is not of God. Now you got to have your job, but you got to use wisdom with that. And if you decide that the job is too much for you, then before you leave your job, you got to go find the next job. You got to prepare the way. Because I've had to get out. I had to leave out of jobs, and God prepared the way. So with that being said, that's the second attribute of Jezebel. She is controlling. She's going to show up in all different kinds of formats. But if it's controlling, and if it feel like a noose is around your neck, that's Jezebel. Because I go back to the church. Jezebel will woo people. Jezebel, listen to this. Jezebel is not a poor person. Jezebel will always have money because she's greedy. She's a glutton. So Jezebel will be a person that has money in your life. And they'll use that very money that they done help you with, or gave you, or bless you with, as a noose around your neck. Or that they did so much for you and your children, or something like that. They will use that as a noose around your neck. Jezebel is not a poor person. Jezebel is going to be somebody that can come in and do some stuff for you. And then you appreciate it. You being humble as you appreciate it. And then they'll take that humbleness and use it against you. So remember that Jezebel is not a poor person. 9 out of 10, Jezebel did a lot for you. I remember when I was younger, my grandfather, he used to always tell my grandmom something about, my grandmom was an Indian. My grandmom is full-blooded Indian. And she was one of the children when they were taking the land from the Indians. She was one of the children that got lost in the wilderness. And she had to take care of herself. And somewhere where she got lost at is where my grandfather found her at. She was a teenager. And he took her in. Married her and took her in. And she became his wife. I used to always hear my grandfather. And I love my grandfather. I'm just saying what I heard as a kid all the time. If it wasn't for me, you'd be still out there eating wild berries and whatever. In the damn daggone woods. He used to say that to her so much. I didn't know what it meant then. Because it took me to get grown for her to tell me that she was one of those kids when they was taking the land. Actually, both of my grandparents was one of those kids that when they were taking the land. So the kids got separated. They didn't know their brothers and sisters. Eventually, later, they found their siblings, like decades later. But this is one of the things I had to listen to when I was younger. And my grandfather, he used to always say, I want you in this world, I'll take you. My grandfather had a very controlling, authoritative spirit. So the man in Color Purple, how crazy he was, my grandfather would be like that. He had to control everything. He had to control everything. I'm the bread maker. I'm this. I mean, he beat us upside the head with it. Love him to death. But this is something I had to grow up with, hearing this kind of stuff. If a person is giving you freely from the good, from the heart, you ain't got to keep hearing that. You ain't got to hear that, what I did for you. And if it wasn't for me and this, you wouldn't be this and this. As soon as I hear that, I walk away from that. Because I heard that a lot when I was younger. And I said I would never be in that position. I heard that a lot. I heard that a lot in my younger life. And then he used to beat her upside the head with it so much till she just healed. Because it was true. He took her out of the wilderness. He rescued her. She was humble enough to know where she got blessed at. But she appreciated the blessing of him rescuing her, and then marrying her, and then give her a good life. But then, like I said, Jezebel always had money. My grandfather had a good job, had good money. So he always used that. When he didn't want to give her nothing, he didn't give her nothing. Then she had to suffer. You got that man, he come in your life. He got money, but he'll give you $20 every day, so you can just make sure you got something $20. That's some control of the spirit. Because he can give you $200, but he give you $20, so you can't go that far. You got to look at all that. Look at all that. Look at all that. But with that being said, that's how controlling spirits work. Jezebel is not a poor person. She is someone that's going to have some money in your life. And my baby's daddy, he's always had good jobs. So when he came in, he was one of those to take care of you too. But it was a price to that, taking care of you. That's why I don't do it. I don't do it. I'm gonna stay free, okay? The man that I end up with, we're gonna have to have an understanding, because Felicia not doing all that craziness. But I know he's going to be a man of God. He's going to be a humble man. So I'm not even worried about that. I refuse to accept anything else. I'm not dealing with that. So with that being said, you have to look at all that. Now, another thing is, when Jezebel comes, she's always expecting something from you. Like this, She's always going to expect something. She's not giving nothing without having something attached to it. So you got to wait for the attachment, what you want. You remember how you be like, oh man, here they come, what they want. You got to look for that. Definitely if they've helped you or something in the past, and then they coming back, they might be on assignment. So you got to watch, make sure they ain't coming back with no craziness. So a lot of times when God takes things, people and situations out of our lives, you got to remember Lot, when he took them from Sodom and Gomorrah, he told them not to turn back. Sometimes we turn back, and that person will come back and do a whole lot of mess into our lives, so we'll turn into a pillar of salt, and we don't understand how life did what it did, because you turned back when he told you not to turn back. So with that being said, if he ever removed Jezebel out your life, don't turn back. Don't turn back. Don't turn back. I really believe in messing with an ex. I really, unless we just, like my last friend, we separated because we both had traumas in our lives. So with that being said, we both had traumas. I was going through too much. He had been through too much, and I just walked away. I couldn't handle what was going on. I just had to go and let God heal me, because I wasn't good for nobody. I wasn't good for nobody. I was hurting too bad. So that's what happened to that. Now I can't say that me and him can't connect again, because I walked away from that. He didn't have none of that. He didn't have no control, no nothing. He was just a very humble guy. So I can't say that I would never go back towards him. But a lot of them exes in my past, I won't go back to them. I won't go back to them, because I know what I had to do. I had to pray my way out of that mess. Once the Father set you free and you go back, look, that mess going to be 10 times, 12 times worse than what it was the first time. You might well just keep on evading that. Let it go. Don't go forward to that. With that being said, today the Holy Spirit gave me that it's a new season coming, and He's telling us to cut the head of the snake off. Jezebel's a snake. Cut the head off. So next attribute I'm going to be the next one I'm going to stay on Jezebel. I'm going to teach Jezebel unless the Holy Spirit redirect me somewhere else. But so the next one, whenever God give it to me, I'll come back and we'll do the next attribute. So first we done did prayerfully. This is recorded where I can put it on YouTube, because the other one I could not put it on YouTube. The other two I couldn't put on YouTube. So I rebuke you, Jezebel. So hopefully this one says where I can put it on and put it to the YouTube so you can reference it. But this is the season that God is going to be pouring out. That Jezebelic person in your life to get ready to abort what God has for you. So you got to look for the jealousy. Now you got to look for the control. So next video we're going to do, because we got to get this done before before January, because the new season comes in January. So God, we're not taking these people over into the new season. You want release over your life, you got to examine who's in your life, because they could be blocking your blessing. So we're going to kill the blessing blockers. We're going to cut the head off. Got to get rid of them. So with that being said, y'all have a blessed day. I'll be back with the next attribute as soon as the Holy Spirit gives it to me. If He give it to me tonight, I'll be back tonight. If He give it to me tomorrow, I'll be back tomorrow. So don't know. The Holy Spirit is just like taking His time with me, because I got a lot going on around me. So I have to wait till I can hear it. And then once I hear it, I'll sit still. And then I get it. But soon I'm going to have a lot of quiet time in the house, because they just get ready to go to school. And I'll be in the house by myself. So we about to party. It's got to be on. But anyway, I love y'all. Thanks for coming to watch me. Thanks for being a part of my live. And I'll see y'all when it's time to come back and do the next teaching. Or whatever it is that thus saith the Lord. He give me a word, He give me a word. But that word today for y'all was cut the snake's head off. The way you kill a snake is to cut its head off. And the way you cut its head off is to remove it out your life and never let it return. You might have to change your number. You might have to change your email. You might have to change your address. Some of these snakes you got to change your address on. Yeah. So, it might be time for you to get up out of that rental and buy you a house anyway. God allows us to walk into rentals to teach us stuff. But once you learn how to pay your bills and stuff, the blessing of God is to own. To own. He said he'll make you the head and not the tail. If you making somebody else rich, you the tail. So with that being said, it might be time for you to buy a house or something. Tax season coming up. You know, when I bought my house, I saved my taxes for about 5 years. I didn't know how to do it. So when I finally went to buy my house, I had $31,000 saved up. And when I went to hire the mortgage broker, I gave her $23,000 of the $31 because I wanted to save the rest for furniture. So she was like, "You don't need all this money." She said, "Your credit is good. You don't even need money." I said, "Nope, take that and put it down on my mortgage." Like, my house that I had bought was $48,000. I gave you $23,000, so I wanted to be at $25,000. Don't you know them crazy people took my money and gave it back to me at the closing? Now, you can't give me money back because I'm going shopping. But they gave it back to me. It was so crazy because this house should have been paid off. Should have been paid off. If they'd have kept that $25,000, this house would have been. If they'd have kept that $23,000, this house would have been paid off. But it's almost paid off anyway, so I ain't stressing about that. But I'd have had this house paid off years ago if they'd have just kept that $23,000. I tried to tell them to take it back. They wouldn't take it back. Like, why would you give me this money? So I bought a car. I bought all brand new furniture. I did a whole lot of stuff with that money. Started a business in my garage. I did a whole lot of stuff with that money. But that's how God is. God, He said we the head, not the tail. And you can't play with serpents because they'll make you the tail when God is trying to keep you as the head. So God bless y'all. Y'all have a great day. I'm going to therapy. These people be hurting me, y'all. I come out there, I can't function when I come out. Alright, so take care. I'll talk to y'all later.